Meow 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 meow. Yep, starting soon. There's gonna be no pumpkin today. Because yeah, it's gonna be a kind of a. I'm already late, and it's gonna be a bit to set it up, and because it's gonna get in the way of other things. But also because pumpkin tends to usually it runs off of my off of Delphi, and Delphi is like it's still in the state of like we converted it recently to a Linux computer, but I still need to work out VRC AI, which maybe we can do on the stream after this because I think it might be interesting to go through that process of installing VRC AI on a system that's like fresh, um, and watch me struggle at trying to get it installed because it is so bad at getting that to like get everything working on it. It's woo. But uh we can do that after I do this week's presentation of Vertilia, which we have a lot. We have so much. We have a ton since we skipped a week. Like I can't even like I looked at it. I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not gonna have too much. I was gonna just show my desktop and like do some stuff on my desktop, not really doing anything in VR. But then I realized, like, holy crap, there's actually, since we took a week off, there's so much you guys haven't seen yet, and there's so much that hasn't been, like, put out there yet and published. Let me update the YouTube chat. Wee, 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 meow, 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 meow. Let's see. At the current moment, the YouTube chat is linked to the wrong YouTube chat. So let's fix that. Boop. Okay. So I'm not going to bother putting on the usual music that I put on because obviously Vertilia has its own music and you're going to be hearing the music from Vertilia and yada yada yada. Give me a second to get my VR on here so I can show you it in VR. Although I am going to admittedly kind of miss having Pumpkin here on the stream though for this week because like she usually does go to bonk when like people message me, so I'm gonna have to pay extra close attention to when you guys message me in chat. Otherwise, I'm not gonna hear it. Oh, meow. Yeah, just switch to full screen. Stop. Okay, mic 3. Oh no, I'm here myself. Meow. Okay, you guys don't hear it though. I hear myself, but ugh, annoying. Oh yeah, okay. VR chat is on there and working. Let's go ahead and just kind of do a little pumpkin stuff for now. Leave that on. Just need to get rid of that chat. Where is it at? There we go. Okay. Meow. Ah, there you can see me waving. Blah blah blah. I do need to turn on the world sound, but let's do this first before I do that, so you're not like deafened by hearing me twice. There you go. Now you can hear VR chat. Boop-a-doop-boo. And next, of course, this is what I do to have myself on screen. We just go in here, type spout, boop, 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 spout, sprout, spout, yeah, whatever there it is, and there is me on screen. Meow. Okay, so there's, okay, my overlay for viewing the desktop. There we go. Okay, now we're good. Let's go check out Vertilia. Do. See, we should have an instance up. I think it'll be fine to use this instance for it. Whee! Oh my god, there's so much. I don't know what I showed last time and what will be shown and what isn't shown. And oh my god. Well, first of all, that's kind of a thing. It's a little brighter in here, although it didn't seem to have the effect I wanted it to because NPCs are sampling a light probe off in the middle of nowhere, and I don't know exactly what to do with that yet. But one of the behaviors that she used to have was moved over to Rusk because it was a little confusing that you'd use her for both of them. Before, you would get the temporary lantern off her, but now you come over to Rusk. Rusk will tell you the usual, you died, a certain amount of times trying not to die, it hurts. And then if you don't have the lantern, yeah, heal, shield, whatever, they'll give you the... Ooh, there should be a collider on their table, and there isn't. But they'll give you the lantern to go, temporary lantern to see outside. And of course, Miltino will be here to give you milk, and does it show? Okay, actually you get to see the on-screen display still, but I don't get to see that display on the screen. I have the hand display, which, yeah, look at this. No matter your hand position, it kind of follows. It's kind of neat. I didn't think it would actually pick up on the camera or on this desktop display, but yeah, if you hadn't seen this before, it just follows your hand, and it's always drawn over your hand. So that way, you can see your health and everything and always have like a quick access to look at it. Oh yeah, milk! Yeah, milk! Let's get that sword. I like to use mainly the sword and boomerang. Boomerang overall works better than the shield to use to handle and manage enemies. Whew, if you don't miss, that is. If you miss, it can be kind of detrimental. That is one of the new things, actually. I don't know if I showed that last time, but this is the boomerang. So, yeah. Another thing is, now these enemies aren't overlapping each other. They're all, been balanced out where they're not doing that, but they're also way more aggressive if it's not obvious. They're trying their best to kill me. Well, and that makes the dogs that much more scarier. Oh my god. So you want to be ready to fight enemies for sure. And so if you hear, the bat, to look for it and do something about them quick before they try to take your head off. So let's head to the village here first so you can see what's new in the village. Oop. Stabby stab. Just gonna stun that and leave it alone. Meow. So that's one of the nice things about the boomerang is it has that laser pointer. You just kind of point the laser pointer, which matches the VR chat laser pointer, right at your enemy, and click. And assuming that they don't dodge out of the way, you'll hit them and stun them like that, and you just poke, and kill enemy. But man, that one got me good. Good thing I got that armor charm. Yeah, I don't know if I showed the armor charm on screen yet. Oh my god, there's been so much. On that little butt, stone that over there so it doesn't do anything funny. Now things will die in one hit for me, because I have this studio. As you can see, I kind of cheated. I just, But now, yeah, one of the things that were added because of like people cheating, like cheesing it the way I do, if you're holding it now and you actually hit an enemy, you'll see it disables. So you actually have to let go now and press it again. But it's a little bit of anti-cheese. Meow. What? Meow, 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 meow. I don't know if the statue was in here last time. I think it was. Obviously, she's not really anything new, but we did get the doll in there, and that is... Oh, it's headless right now. Oh, good. I gotta go visit, So, the doll here on the screen, the headless doll, is the life charm. The life charm will go headless when it's used up. It acts like the fairy. So when you do have it blessed, because you gotta go get it blessed, which she puts her head back on, and the story like that's supposed to be behind that is that like she takes the money that you get and like melts it down into a head and makes a head for the doll, so that way when you die the fairies steal the head and restores your life. The spirits will be like, hey, so it's kind of offering in a goofy way. So it takes the money and then you come back to life, and then you can live longer, and it's headless. And then you gotta get it re-blessed again. It's basically like paying the spirits to stay alive. Is a kind of like the joke behind it. But yeah, that's you can also use it. You don't have to necessarily like let it die for it to go off. And yeah, obviously I can't use it if I'm dead. But then it becomes a doll that you can grab, and then when you press the trigger, it'll pop its head off. But yeah, you can see it's just Celestia as a doll in a doll form. Boop. So let's do. Oop, my boomerang is not. So there we go. Okay, so one of the things that'll eventually be in the game is fast travel. I don't know what I'll use, but right now they're barrels. So the debug system will let you, for now, for debugging the game, will let you warp to one of these enchanted barrels. Is what I'm calling them, and it's not official. That is not what we're officially calling them yet. I don't know what they'll be. But if I warp to Chatillon Village, as you see, it'll take me right to the barrel. And yeah, for now, because it's not really balanced, you can just give yourself a bunch of coins if you need them. Obviously, like, I can't buy bombs yet or arrows yet, but they're in here. And of course, this is what the bow is gonna look like, which will be in the dungeon that I'm working on. This is the bomb bag, and this is Arakuna, who sells you all this madness. And of course, if you buy a heart, like you see, oh, I'm at full heart, so it won't really matter. Wait, why can't I... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What happened here? Houston, we have a problem. Oh, now it worked? What, the VR chat? So yes, using the heart, there you go, have a heart. It'll cost you, yeah. Just move away there, right? And like come up to it. Oh, you gotta be like right in it. That's why. Maybe I might want to move him closer on the counter. But touch it, and then yeah, everyone needs a little love once in a while. Have a heart. So yes, my heart, and then yeah, and it's not a heart additional to, your UI. It's a heart restored. So yeah. And then, of course, there's this gremlin, which I don't know if I explained in a previous stream, but yeah, you play the gambling game, and if you get the highest price, that you can get, the first time you get that highest prize, it's actually a heart container. So that is how you get one of the additional hearts. And you need 5 in order to get the steel sword here. Meow! And of course there's the, you know, in the items, there's also the steel shield that you can buy from Mario and whatnot. Now let's go restore the head of the Celeste doll, the life charm. And there's the new fancy temple, and you guys have already seen the statue before, I believe, but there's new fancy statue, which of course, like, we put a poll in about the size of it, and people all agreed it was too big initially, so we've already shrunk it down, and now it's like, you know, the base is about this big, but then the rest of the statue stands tall enough at least over the village, but not like too tall that it's like the Statue of Liberty. It was way too tall before. But here is the temple. Oddly enough, I built this temple based on some of the dimensions and whatnot that I read from how, like, especially these columns. These are about the accurate size. No, these are definitely the accurate sizes of these columns. I built the column first, and I based everything else around these columns, because the column, I looked up these Corinthian-style columns and like what dimensions they usually use, and this was the dimensions they usually use. So I built the entire thing based around the column. And yeah, then I went by like different views to see like how they did this bit and that bit. The stairs are definitely unnatural because they're way bit tinier than they should be. But that's also kind of intentional to just kind of create a ramp here. Although I might make the stairs bigger so they don't look so ridiculous. I don't know yet. But I kind of think they look fine, but some people might think it looks too ridiculous, and I might need to adjust these stairs to be like to scale. And that's like the only thing that's not really like a good scale in here, because everything else is like, wah, you know. I guess the stage is a little... Yeah, the stage could be a little bigger too, actually. The stairs on the stage. And then her fancy lectern. And then, yeah, how fancy it is in here. Like the dome. And the benches, which I've slept on. I fell asleep on these once already. I was working so hard on it, and I came in here to check it out. I just kind of... Like, it was right before our last meeting. I fell asleep on one of these benches before they got here. And then, yeah, the lectern has its own nice little shadows and everything. I've been doing ambient occlusion on some of these things just to make it kind of look nicer. Yeah. So, yeah, let's start the dialogue over there. Oh, adventure. I see you have one of my dolls. Like, she admits it's a doll. It looks like this one has been defiled by evil energy. The head was stolen. I can bless it for you, and yeah, but it will cost you 600 coins. And like, okay. So that's what you do, and that's how you get the head back on it, and there you go. You have a... Uh-oh. No way. Did I... No way! No way! Oops! There is a problem with it that I need to address, apparently. We found a bug, people. The head on the doll is missing. Why can't I grab it? And then there's that. That's a problem, too. I don't know what's going on there. Like, why am I having so much trouble grabbing it? Okay, wait, it appeared for... Huh? What is going on? Why is the collider for it, like, off in La La Land or something? What the heck? So there's a problem. There's, like, just issues with grabbing the doll out of menu, or whatever. Issues with grabbing the doll in general. Yeah, so for some reason its head is missing. Can be fixed? Question mark? It's supposed to have an animator on it, I believe, and I think that might be what's causing that problem, is the animator may have a root motion on, which gets wonky if you have it on. But yeah, that's the temple. Now I have the life charm blessed and whatever. Phew! Let's go ahead and get over to the now first temple. First dungeon. Am I following a path? I don't know if I'm following a path. Kind of hard to see in the twilight times. Oh god, where am I? Where the heck am I in the village? I guess that's what this map is for. Exactly where the frick am I in this village? Oh, okay. Where the frick? See, I thought I was totally in a different corner even too. I'm glad I looked at that, because I was like, what? Where am I? So that would, yeah, that's the expensive shop. Now let's get on out of here. Off to Dungeon 1 to show that off for the first time. Wow. You get to live for now, Lime. Snakes are mean. Looking at me. I hear that snake. Okay. Boop. Bah. I dropped the sword. Sometimes I accidentally bump into people. Oh yeah, I can't do that anymore. So that's what it prevents, is like someone killing multiple enemies in a row like that. But that's also how I ended up finding a bug, because apparently, like, when I was allowing the slimes to overlap, we were wondering, like, why are we seeing 2 drops? And it's because sometimes the enemies would, like, somehow, like, equally overlap another. And they would end up somehow also doing the same stuff as each other, which was very strange. So you end up not noticing that they're overlapping each other. Like that, you know, see how they kind of reacted in the same way. And so, like, testers were thinking that, like, enemies were double dropping, but it was really, like, 2 different enemies dying. So, yeah, the new dungeon, by the way. Notice there was a hill here before, now it's this. Which is supposed to be a water collection facility with a dungeon inside it. Like, that's the idea. Like, it's a both place to collect water and place to keep prisoners. And that being that, like, the water would fall in to give the prisoners water that are in there, that they can't get out. But also that the water is, like, you know, collecting for everywhere. And of course this is the, like, outlet for the facility. Whoa, is it like... I suspect something funny, because somehow it looks like it got moved. Or is it just... Okay, yeah, you can see how it's like... actually, you know, a sewage drain, or in this case, like a storm drain for the collection facility. And then, yeah, you go down in there and you can see how it goes down in. Yeah. And that is just the runoff into the river. Boop. So that is the thought pattern and what that thing is supposed to be and why it's there and why that hump was there all this time. Was that it was just gonna be the drain, the storm drain to the dungeon here, the water claiming, facility, which is designed off of like medieval aqueducts and stuff like that. Hence the style of pillaring here and stuff. And then how the water like collectors go into the well, which there's a big old well here. Which it's like obviously we can't see it like from this angle, but maybe there will be a point in time where we can utilize this and all to actually have things in here. Which of course, yeah, you see there's of course a well in here. So this is the well that's all here and stuff. And then of course, like, I don't know, man, sometime I want to actually, like, maybe an event or something, empty out this well or have a way to get down into this well, and like, it's just kind of cool. A big empty well like this. And how it looks down here. And then at certain times of day, like right now it's not so fancy, but sometimes of the day it looks like really cool in here because of the way the light is hitting the walls and stuff. With it being nighttime right now, it obviously doesn't help. We gotta wait like, I don't know, 3 minutes before we can see it. Maybe I can check it out when we come out of the dungeon. So the dungeon, to no surprise, the dungeon is gonna look very, very, very familiar to anyone who's played Zelda for the NES. This is the only dungeon that will be like this, by the way, but it also sets the standard for all the other dungeons. So this very first dungeon actually even has a similar layout, because here's the trees that were surrounding it, and then there was a tree in the middle that was dead in Zelda NES, that you'd go inside the dead tree to get in the dungeon. But in this particular case, it's just a tree blocking the way into the dungeon. You have to burn it to get the dungeon entrance open. And that's kind of the stopgap that I'm putting in place to make players go do stuff in the overworld first before getting into the first dungeon, is putting that tree there in place. So then you have to buy the lantern, because that is a mandatory item that I want people to have so they don't get lost in the darkness. However, if you're crazy enough, you can get here without the sword, or any sword. I don't know how you're gonna like be able to like fully pull it off, because there's like not really good, like all you have to be able to kill stuff by this point is the lantern, and you have to like wait for it to restore mana just to even kill stuff with it. But yeah, then you get in, and then here's the inside. Yay! And instantly you should notice that it looks exactly like the entry, the first room in Zelda NES. And of course, each room, like you even got the doors, right? But they're Vertilia styled. So it's got the Vertilia like thing going on for it. And art and whatever. And they also have lock states and in general ceiling states. And then yeah, you got nice little, in between room passaging. And one of the things I was working on just recently is getting this room, or these rooms, to occlude. So when you're in a room, and this is what I just finished, when you're in one of these rooms, the adjacent rooms will appear, but nothing beyond those rooms. There's no enemies in here yet, which is one of the next things I'm working on, because now it's time to start getting the puzzles working. But as we go through this, you can see, yeah, it's Zelda NES. It's the first dungeon. These are your blocks that were in it that now are just these blocks like this. Which were more like, these are kind of storage crates in a way. I don't know if they're really storage crates as much as like, nah, they're kind of storage crates. Or I don't know, stone blocks in general, though. They're marble, so it doesn't make much sense that they were storage crates. The statues are pretty self-explanatory, though. They're just typical, like, here's demon statues, you're in a water reclaiming facility, here's evil fish. And of course, I'm gonna have fishmen, so this is the fishmen. Even though this was these statues, ironically, were based off of what the statues were drawn as in the NES booklet for Zelda. So if you look at the Zelda NES like instruction manual, they'll show you one of these statues like in the level, and then they'll have like a artistic drawing for some reason of the statue next to it. And then like you wouldn't have known it was a statue maybe without that art or that explanation in the manual, which is weird. But yeah, that's what it is, and that's what I ended up creating from the art is a statue based off of that. Even though this is gonna be like reminiscent of the fishmen themselves that are in the game. So yeah, and this one is this room was mostly just kind of empty, of course, and then yeah, each one of these rooms have like the addition of the lantern in the candle sticky thing in the middle of the candle lantern in the middle of the room. With the put some detail, like see the little nice little details in the ceiling. So that, there was no ceiling in the NES version of Zelda. Like what was it? There was nothing there. So I put this nice little ceiling up here and gave it the little details and flourishes in it. And this is all still using the same artistic pattern that I've been using for the game. Making the game, where these are all just 128 by 128 textures. The dirt is a 128 by 128 repeated texture. These tiles do the same thing, just with little differences here and there, where the statues here have an AO texture, which is also 128 by 128, but it's an AO texture that's over the entire body of the mesh with and it's just one AO texture with a detail texture that's 128 by 128 that is repeated throughout the statue to give the statue its nice little fancy look. Even though, like, for some reason, the light mapping got a little wonky here and there, and that's the light mapping of the world too. And yeah, that's another thing is each room uses a 128 by 128 light map or equivalent. For baking it, and that's like on top of the AO, so each room has a nice bit of detail to it too. And that's how it's baked, and and my baking system allows me to bake the dungeon by itself, of course, and then like have those light maps isolated from the rest of the world and be just the dungeon. And as you can see, yeah, like even with that nice little dark hole for the exit. And unfortunately, though, it did this, which is a little weird, where in between rooms is like kind of super dark. But I don't know. I think it's fine. Whee! So yeah, you go to room after room, and you can see, yep, there's more. Oh, look how shiny the marble can be, though. The marble has like really nice details on these bricks here and there. But you can see like, yeah, these blocks were used wherever there were blocks in the original game. And yes, believe it or not, there's bomb walls. Even though you can't get the bomb yet, there are bomb walls, and I need to make them work. So like we'll have this like explode into a different kind of wall that'll break open that you can get through. But for now, it's just kind of a false wall, which yes, you can even see. It's oh wow, that actually shows up on the camera. You can see that I can peek my head through it, and you can see through to the other side. But you also see that it is just a false wall there that can be blown up. And you kind of see how my tiling system for the dungeons were done. And that's actually kind of it. Like these are literally just 3D tiles. Like they're taking up three-dimensional space rather than two-dimensional space. And so like just like the original dungeon was, this is done in a tiling system. And each room does actually match the dimensions of the original game. And they, it was like what 7 by 12. So yeah, there were 7 by 12 tiled rooms, and look at this 7 by 12 tiled, three-dimensional tiled room, except by 3. So it's 7 by 12 by 3. So we go 3 tall, as opposed to uh 0 tall because it was 2D. So we've gone from 2D to 3D. And then of course that's how the doors were designed and door system, and yeah, and then now we got like a normal size door and then double doored, so it kind of yeah ends up looking nice and just ends and it just works. It just works. But yeah, and then of course like I've explained it before that everything's designed on 2 by 2 meters, or in this case 2 by 2 by 2 meters. So we have these, each tile is like a two cubed um, position, and that's what the size of these blocks are. So a whole two. And you see like how it kind of feels like even Zelda NES, because if you're a normal size, you actually fit uh, just as if the original Link would, along each block in the same proportions even. So we've actually ended up retaining proportions to the original game even. But yeah, here's of course this room, and this is the room with the old man in it. Usually it was a solid black floor, and I baked it wrong too because there's gonna be special lanterns in here with with somebody here as a prisoner, because that's actually kind of what am interpreting it as, since this is a dungeon and it's also supposed to be kind of a jail. Like I said, that it's a water reclaiming facility, but also like it's a dungeon with a jail in it. This would be the jail, and the person would be sitting in here in the jail, who will tell you the usual like the secret is in the peninsula or whatever. So that's what I plan to do with this room. Um, I'll even probably put bars up or something, because technically it should be a jail. I think that's just my opinion. Um, and of course, yeah, here's a block that you have to push to open the jail, and yeah. Oh, so yeah, you're probably wondering what it's like between two rooms, and what happens to the other rooms that are included. Well, look around over there. Like as you can see in the door across the other room, since we're not in that room, like if I go into that room, boop, it appears. If I come in this room, boop, that room disappears. That's how the occlusion system is working. I can always see in the next room over, but not two rooms over. And the second room over, like if you do end up seeing through the doors through over to the other side, you just see black, just black. But yeah, it's really nice. It's actually strangely kind of cozy in here, and I hate that. Like it's kind of weird in a creepy way, in a creepy sense of how kind of cozy it is in here for no reason. It's just a dungeon, man. But yeah, here's your water rooms. Like, there was the rooms with water, and the tiles across the floor, and then yeah, that's what this is. And there's my water shader on the water that's in the room, and then yeah, you see it kind of doing its thing. And it does have a little bit of a wave to it. It's not entirely still water. And yeah, you can see it along the edges. It kind of wobbles up and down just a little. But also wobbles back and forth, of course, too. And yeah, kind of has a little bit of a wave to it. But, this is what I figured also why it should be a water collection facility, because, yeah, there's rooms like this where there's just water. And then, yeah, I don't know, maybe I can have, like, water coming down from some kind of vent or something, but that's like a stretch goal thing. Because like, yeah, I want this all to fit on, like I want it to technically be done first and then like add fluff to it later, kind of stuff. But yeah, we get through that room and then we end up in this room, and then here we are. And of course, if you know this game, if you know Zelda NES, and like I said, this is the only dungeon that's going to be like this, that's one-to-one to the original NES game. All the other dungeons are going to be different, like completely different even. This is the room that you get the bow in, and of course there's got to be traps. So I got to add the traps that will, if you come over here, if you don't get out of the way in time, they're gonna hit you. So you'll have to like quickly dive through this part, you know. Um, but of course, then here's the block that you'll end up having to push. You'll have to push this out of the way to trigger the stairs that are gonna be hidden on the inside of this. So yeah, there'll be like a little staircasey thing in there to go down and get your bow, because that's where your bow will be hidden. Right now, of course, I like how we can play Space Move and look over it, because yeah, whatever. It's 3D, you know? But if we do that and we look in there, we don't see anything in there yet because I haven't yet gotten to, adding the staircase. But it's interesting how natural this ends up feeling, though. Still, it's very strange that despite being originally 2D, that this somehow feels like the kind of messy chaos that would exist in a medieval dungeon. Still, meow. And of course, yeah, we can get out of that, and we go and get by, and we get out of that room. Let's go back to where, the boss room is, of course. And here's that. Okay, no, this is just a normal room. Normally you get that boomerang in this room. Yeah, where some moblins are and they attack you and you can kill them to get the boomerang, but you should have the boomerang from a container. You're not going to be able to just collect it from here this time. You have to go and get it from, buy it from container. Yeah, this is gonna be hell because in this room you're gonna come in here and because the one-to-one replacement for moblins in this game is the dogs, so you're gonna have to deal with those dogs in here. And then here are those the hands that are gonna can grab you and take you back to the start of the dungeon. Yes, that's what I'm gonna be doing in a way. Um, it's gonna be weird, probably gonna be scary as heck. Because yes, it's gonna they'll I'll probably change the behavior up, but I want it to feel genuinely like kind of scary because it'll like be something that comes out of the wall. Like I'm gonna have them spawn away from the wall, and then they're gonna chase you, and if you don't kill them before they touch you, like they're just gonna come right at you, and if you don't kill them before they touch you or stun them or something, you're gonna get warped back to the spawn. And that's the plan for the 3D versions of those hands. But of course, yeah, you take care of those hands. I believe this room is normally locked, so you get the key and you come through here, and then dragon. Uh, the dragon's not going to be over here blocking the exit because it's awkward. Like in 3D, this is weird because you come in this room and what the dragon's just going to be off to your right. Like it's kind of strange. Um, like if I was coming from this door, it would make sense. Like if I came through here and the dragon was standing in front of this, it would make sense. But I'm coming from this door here and so it's kind of like, a little weird. So I'm gonna have the dragon actually across over here instead by default, looking down at you as you come in through the door, instead of by default here looking at you. But the dragon will be like no bigger than the four by like the four tiles here. So he will be kind of small overall, but not small. Like it's gonna be within a 4 cubic um, range instead. Yeah, 4 cubic meters. So he'll probably be about two. Well, he'll definitely be two of these blocks tall. So you're gonna expect to see a dragon at least like pretty tall to you, but like yeah, no wider than the 4 blocks here. So it'll probably actually be 4 blocks tall, 2 blocks wide, or 4 meters tall, 2 meters wide, and maybe about 3 meters long overall. We'll see when I get that dragon done, what it turns out like. But it will be a dragon that you fight. It will be shooting fire at you. You will need to dodge it, and your boomerang is not gonna help you because the boomerang, when you hit it with the boomerang, will just bounce. So this is be a case where you'll want to switch the shield if you want to block the fireballs, and you're basically going to be relying on your bow to kill it if you're going the swordless route, or your sword. Like you would be able to kill it with the bow, or you'll be able to kill it with the sword. And if you kill it with the bow, of course, like the bow will probably do um 1 damage more than the steel sword, so a total of 3. But we'll see. Meow. We'll see how what I end up deciding and what seems balanced and fair. But yeah, this is what would have been the Triforce room, but we're not doing Triforces. It'll then be a piece of the rune. The code to break into the castle. Because you need to be able to hack into the castle is kind of the story. You have to get the rune that contains all the code to break the code to the castle, where the boss has hoarded himself up at to defeat the crazy guy who is trying to take over the universe. Maybe more like he's just really trying to wreak revenge on humans, and that's probably spoilers into the story. But that is kind of what's going on with the story. There's more to it that I haven't explained, and I'm just gonna leave that as for people to try to figure out what the heck I'm even rambling about. But yeah, there's that. But there already is a bit of story in the game that is kind of the first big chunk to it, which we'll go see next because Pumpkin's gonna say it. And that'll be like a explanation of what the heck is going on here, because there's stuff going on here. And yes, I'm working on the dungeon music right now, by the way, too. So that's why it's quiet in here, because the dungeons are going to have their own music, and yeah, it's kind of, there's not music yet. Meow. So let's go to Pumpkin's house. And we have to go the long way out, because, yeah. It's not done yet, so you can't just collect whatever's here to get out. I could just hum it like meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Okay, there we go. We're back at the beginning. Cool, and now we can just leave. Whee! Which is still doing that to me, and I don't know why. It's like throwing me out the wrong way. It's supposed to be throwing me out over here, but it keeps throwing me out over here, and I'm like, why is it putting me over here and not over there? Anyways, let's go. Let's go to place. Okay, that's the bridge. Okay, that's the dungeon. Yeah, that's what that big old thing looks like from the distance, of course. Yeah. So off to Pumpkin's house we go. Is it me, or am I able to see enemies in the dark when I didn't used to be able to? The answer to that is yes, I'm seeing enemies in the dark when I didn't used to be able to. Something did indeed breaky break. Light probes are very difficult to bake properly in this world, and yeah. I wonder why they're not falling to the ground after they die. It's kind of weird. Okay, Pumpkin's house, right? Yeah. So, she has kind of a hint to the story, and it's candy. And maybe I should just have her say it herself. I really love candy, even though I'm an AI and can't taste it. I'm programmed to be happy when I get it, just like the real pumpkin. So yay, candy! You're probably wondering how I got here, huh? Well, I've been all over the galaxy. Earth before the replicant ban. Mars during the Angel Project. Trappist 1E when we thought it could be inhabitable. Now I'm just vibing on Thessaly, which is the name of that planet. So we can get the hang out here in Veritania, blah blah blah. But this crazy virus has to go. So yeah, that's kind of the story of what's going on in this game. It's a very, very interesting frame story. And that's all I'm giving you for right now. Because, yeah. It's no secret, though, that there's connections to Project Exploration with this game. And this is all technically a spin-off. But that is kind of like your biggest hint to the connection right now. And one of the things is, too, with Pumpkin, is she's kind of an anomaly, not affected by the virus, because she's a classic android and not replicant. So she was able to break the game and cause this meteor to land here. So she's actually why this meteor even exists. Which I'll work into the story maybe somehow. But ultimately, like, she brought in the meteor because she isn't affected by the virus, and she is giving you a chunk of that meteor as a defense charm, and she's kind of here just kind of to help you, the adventurer, defeat the crazy final boss person who has no name yet, and I am not giving you a name yet. Because I do know who it will be, I'm not gonna spoil it yet to anyone. And even then, that might change depending on if I think it's too stupid of an idea. Because, yeah, there's a... So, that is Vertilia for now. Yup. Let's see. We did all that in an hour. It's a boomerang. I thought it was a snake. Like, is that a snake just sitting there? What is going on? Poop. Oh, that was another thing that was done, actually, if you didn't notice, while I was running around. I redid the grass a little bit. You'll see that, like, it's smaller along the edges and kind of tapers out now, and then, like, goes around and looks more natural because of it. So now the grass looks more clumpy, which looks kind of nice and neat, and has a natural fall off from it off to the edge. So the grass has been improved in that way, but also at the same time, I deleted a lot of grass that were in weird places and broken and like looked funny because it was like almost vertical or hanging off the edge, or like looked like it was growing inside the rock and instead of like this where it's like on the edge of the rock. Yeah, and then like things like this where since I tapered this the ledge to the river. Oh, excuse me. Because I tapered the ledge to the river, the grass looked really funky being on that ledge and then like hanging off. So I just deleted all the grass along that ledge. And yeah, so now we have this. And I think the rock is different too. I don't know if that was shown in a previous update. But yeah, notice now that the rock, all the terrain is gray instead of brown. But the brown still exists, but in the background, and we're intentionally leaving it like that. I think I might soften the vertices of the mountains still. I'm not sure. But you'll notice, yeah, it's brown back there, but there's also something else going on too now if you notice things as they go out in the distance. And that's because I wrote my own fog, not using Unity's fog. But I have my own fog system, which is not volumetric, but it is depth-based. It's completely depth-based, but it's also reactive to the atmosphere and to the skybox and to the light. So it's not just like generic fog. The fog actually is colorized to the atmosphere and to what time of day it is. So that's why when it's pitch black still, you don't see blue fog, and you see it changing colors as the sun goes down. Like it's working with the sun. Oh yeah. You see it's getting darker and darker. Ah! I almost think maybe the way it goes into nighttime is almost too realistic. Oh my god. Well, it's definitely not super realistic though with the, the very unusual bending there of the aura of the sun. But yeah, it gets dark, and as you see, yeah, that it just kind of vanishes into the darkness. And there it goes, fading away. I think that's a good way to end this. Is just let the background, let let everything just fade away. Except the slimes, because the slimes are hitting a light probe that didn't get baked right. I think so is the yeah, so is the temple there. Yep, I'm gonna have to fix those light probes. But you can see, like, yeah, the backdrop there is just poof, gone into the darkness. Pumpkin's house just kind of lightly glowing over there. Because what else would it do? Yeah. Yeah. So, let's now play with VRC AI and try and get to work on Delphi, I guess, for Pumpkin's sake. Whee! Boop! I wonder if there is some way to, like, intentionally edit light. Like, because if I can manually edit the data of a light probe, I'd much rather do that than deal with the nonsense. Did I somehow go not live? Like, what has happened here? I'm still live, right? Yeah, yeah. Meow. Connect your encoder to go live. Why has YouTube disconnected me? No, I am live. Okay, it's just being weird. Alrighty. Let's do this portion of the stream. Whee! Oh, feels kind of nice getting out of VR. It's kind of warm today. My head felt like it was baking a little. Whee! I'm gonna start VR chat up anyways, though. So we can get the selfie expression working. Let me set the desktop resolution and put my desktop off screen, or at least my task manager. Meow, 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 meow. Meow. Oh, there's music I was working on, even though you don't see it, so, but whatever. Oh, okay, so it's showing. Oh, I see somebody that needs to be banned. Be gone, con artist. Meow, meow, meow. Let me set the desktop resolution and put my desktop off screen, or at least my task manager. I really need to take that URL out of this world or something. Boop, there we go. Whee! I'll just, yeah, let's chill in here for this. I'm going to turn on the, of course, spout. So there we go, spout, and spout. And then selfie expression. There we go, selfie. Selfie. Okay, meow, meow, meow. Wow, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Whee! Meow, 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 meow. And there, so that way, is it, no, wait, what? Meow, 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 meow. Here, chat, what are you using for my mic, man? Hello, VR chat, are you there? Oh, because VR is still, my Steam VR is still running, that's why. Boop. There we go. Hi, there we go. Meow, meow, meow. So now you should see me on screen. Now let's get my desktop going. Okay, anyways, enough being a dork. There we go. And I need the display. Okay, so the idea here is we're going to try to get not only Pumpkin running, but connected to Delphi for her hearing. So for that, I need to get WhisperX running and going on specifically Delphi. So we need to get AICOM to actually be able to install and run on Delphi. So SSH me at Delphi. Typing my password hopefully correctly and not being a dummy dumb. Oh, you know what? There's no chibi in it. There it is. Ba 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 ba. No. Anyway, so yeah, this is gonna be kind of maybe boring to watch, but hopefully not too boring. I don't know. It's the only thing I got for right now, and I gotta get Pumpkin working again somehow, right? Anyways, yeah. So the thing I was running into is dead snakes being like a thing installed. Let me I'm just going to go ahead and just go straight root for this. So there we go, apt update. Let's just let it update itself. The thing, yeah. Hopefully I can remove the dead snakes thing. I did a hack to get dead snakes like even installed on what is here LSB release. Release -a. Yeah, Ubuntu 25.10. Technically, it is Kubuntu because I wanted to use KDE Plasma, and the only way to get like KDE Plasma 6, the good one, is by using the 25.10 Ubuntu, which gives good Wayland support and everything, and makes it comparable to the Steam Deck and all that. So basically, getting the the Steam Deck version of Kubuntu, or KDE Plasma, for Linux, and yeah, it's kind of unfortunate though that Ubuntu lags so far behind. Like, come on, guys, like get with it. Like when the Steam Deck is like putting you to shame as a computing device and desktop environment, like man. And this is why everyone wants Steam OS, because like, you know, now Valve is maintaining it and like they're making it all nice and whatever, and it's just a nice OS like distro of Linux at this point. And it's like, man, come on, don't let Valve like make a monkey out of all of you or something, you know. They don't put you all to shame. I hope that wasn't racist by accident. I didn't mean for it to be. I'm just, you know, making you look silly. But anyways, so yeah, in Etsy, there should be the apt repository. Yeah. So then, yeah, in sources, let's just make sure that in sources, okay, actually it would be sources list.d, that we don't have, yeah, and it looks, oh, dead snakes, there it is. So I need to remove that, the dead snakes one, which you can see how I hacked it too, was by changing it to use, you know, the noble, the 2404 repos for dead snakes, and yeah, it sucks. So I need to actually apt search. Let's make sure that all versions of Python are removed that aren't the default built-in Python, which might be fairly difficult here to do. Oh boy. Okay, so there's like 393, you know, all the ones that are there. Obviously anything, yeah, upgradable from 313. Okay. And it's, yeah, the ones that say noble. I wonder if I can remove anything that is /noble. Python */noble. I wonder if it'll let me do that. So if I say apt uninstall Python */noble like that, will it let me do that? Remove. What the fuck did it do? I hope it didn't just break my system. Ooh? Maybe it did. This is like saying noble not found for this, and this. Like, no crap! Like, why are you even trying if it doesn't exist? But then, like, yeah, for other ones that it did have, it's just saying not available. It looks like maybe it uninstalled the ones that needed to be removed. I don't know. I hope. I think maybe. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead though and remove the dead snakes ones here, and then do apt update. I probably broke the system. Apt upgrade. It's so broken. I bet it's broken. And I'm gonna go ahead and let it do that. It's broken. It's broken. It's broken. No. No, I probably broke it. I probably broke it. Broken. Progress. Yay. Hurry up and wait. Man, I am like super purple. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Bah, hurry up. Okay, I think it's done. Yeah, it is done. Adding boot menu entry for UEFI firmware settings. So I don't know what's going to happen if I reboot here. I hope it's nothing bad. So I probably need to end up walking downstairs just to make sure that it reboots just fine and like that's not a dead machine. Okay. You have to go downstairs and see if it started up. Fine. I'll be back. Wow. Yeah, it definitely started up just fine, and man, it looks really nice. Like KDE Plasma is so clean now. Looks so much better than Windows. So yep, that's Delphi. It's we can log back in. Let's log back in. Boop, and let's get into boop. And yeah, we've been using it on that computer too, and watching movies and stuff, and it's just so clean and nice. Boop, 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 boop. And of course, like the application or the GLX layer that comes with the support that comes with that version of KDE Plasma with Wayland, it just works so well. So it's also very nice for that, and you know, it allows you to like play everything that Steam, you know, or that Proton can run. So yeah, Steam games on it like run so nicely, like already. So it's our little desktop gaming slash TV slash media PC. But unfortunately, for work, I'm still, you know, doing stuff, programming and coding stuff wise. I'm still stuck here in Windows land because like some of the things that I do don't work on Linux land. I don't even think. Oh, the camera, this stupid camera that is allowing me to do this doesn't work in Linux, and there's nothing that does motion cap like this for Linux. Like there's no like Warudo doesn't work on Linux. Which is, you know, the VC, the V virtual whatever doesn't work. The classic one, VC Face, yeah, doesn't work on Linux. There's nothing real good equivalent yet that works on Linux. As soon as one of those exists, maybe I might actually like get the hell off of Windows entirely. But yeah, for now I'm stuck on Windows, and not even just any version of Windows. I'm like, this is Windows 10. Like, yeah, I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna with them. I'm so tired of Microslop. I've been tired of them, honestly, but there's no escaping them because people keep like, you know, making everything for Windows and not improving Linux, and now it's taken a corporation to just say, yeah, we're going to make our operating system Linux based. And then voila, suddenly Linux is like on top. Okay, but anyways, enough of that banter of how we got here. Yeah, we got AI core here, right? So there is the requirements like file, right? So obviously we need to remove the VM here. We need to restore to 13.3. Apparently, I think is what it's using. So Python, yeah, 3.13, 3.10. What is Python 3 bring up? 3.13. So why is it still bringing up Python 3.10? Apt remove Python 3.10, I guess. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that should have been long gone. Go away, please. Bye. Okay, so now if I do that, we still see Python. Okay. And now let's see if we can get this. What the heck? Why is it still there? 3.10. You're gonna go the hard way then. Goodbye, Python 3.10. I wonder if there's anything in user lib that it left behind. There sure is. So I wonder then if there's also something in user share. Nothing that's like, yeah. No, it's not going to be something in bin. That's bin. Maybe user local. Maybe user local lib. Python 3.10. Get out of there. Get the frick out of there. Get out of there. It's a directory. Yeah, that's why I'm RFing it. What? Duh. I don't know. Oh, because then an RF. Oh, okay. Okay. User local, what other like kind of things would they hide stuff? User local share? No, user local. Okay, either way, I think that finally nuked most of it at least. Maybe not all of it, but at least it's not taking up file space. Or any relevant file space. Again, things that might have broken my system. Anyways, m.venv, or no, m.venv.venv. Okay. Oh, okay. Apparently I don't have it installed for Python 3.13. Zoop. Zoop. Whee! There we go. .venv. Okay, so there we go. Okay, and now, so of course, since it looked like it updated the NVIDIA drivers too, which is kind of nice in a way, I guess, but we should have NVIDIA SMI, and you see CUDA version 13. So let's do, I'm going to follow my old like manual for VRC AI that I had. Man, to think that it's ancient now. Nothing that makes things feel weird. But in operations, no workspace, no. Where did I put it? Oh, in there probably. Oh, that's funny. I call that folder Sacred Texts. Documentation. Yeah, there it is. TR01. We never had a TR02. Oh, TQ01. Integration with an analysis of protect. Oh no, that's a TQ technical documentation. It is TD. Oh, TD04. Maybe I did have other. Oh yeah, so I did. Here is TD04. That was the old documentation for Patreons and certain people and whatnot, and when we were trying to do this in a more professional environment kind of thing, but like, yeah, just ugh. Anywho, so do the installation thing. This is all like how you have to get it installed on Windows and whatnot in the past, where you needed ng speak. But this was the stuff for Linux that mattered. So that was the first thing. Yeah, make sure the NVIDIA driver was installed. Then of course we needed to get CUDA. So we'll just go by those kind of requirements like that. But of course, like, yeah, let's create the environment first because we want this all to be crammed into an environment. So there we go, .vm, and okay, there's the VM. Launch that shell here should have the environment there. See if this line works, make sure, and then there you go, it works. So now we are, when I do Python 3.10, which it should show that it's in, the local environment. There we go. So we are in the environment. So our first thing now that CUDA has been, like, at least this variant of it installed, and that we don't need the official CUDA like this whole document said. Things have moved on from that from long ago. But I think the first thing that we are going to want installed, though, is oh wow, it still had a hard requirement on MySQL, not wow, man, we were using MySQL and not SQLite. Man, when this stuff was like when ICOM stuff was like half in with the AI core. Okay. So this is the first thing I'm going to want, actually, be able to get anything to work. And I don't know. Actually, no, because that shouldn't be needed anymore. There used to be a requirement on text to emotion, but that was moved actually into AICOM, so we can remove that requirement since that old package never got updated. So what we'll want to do, we'll want to immediately start, and that's why I figured it would be, is start with PyTorch. So we'll just go to PyTorch's website for how to install it, because it varies based on distro CUDA and stuff like that. So it's better to use their install generator, install info generator or whatever. But where is it? Get started? Oh, here it is. Yeah. Okay. So we want the stable. We are using Linux. We are using pip. Of course, Python, and we're going to want to use, I think it might be safest to use CUDA 12.6 still. So we'll use CUDA 12.6. There you go. One, 2, 6. There we go. Let it install. Whee! Hopefully we won't have any problems with that version. And so there we go. And this is kind of how I have always gotten it installed on a system, on a new environment with VRC or with AI core when running it from source. It does take a little bit of extra TLC to get it to do its thing. Boring thing to process, I know, but whoop 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 whoop. Why is Torch gotta be so big? Who knows? Right, because it's gotta target every last known version of frickin' NVIDIA's drivers. Who knows? But this is exactly why the build version of AI Core is so massive, because when it builds, it pulls all this stuff in with it, like all of Torch in a compiled binary form gets all packaged in to the the build version of AI Core, and it's just like, oh my god, 500 megs more. Like, I don't know, what was the download size of it? Like 2 gigabytes at this point, right? I don't know. Some stupidly big. And of course, uploading that to Google Drive, where we usually keep it, takes like, forever for it to upload. So it's kind of also why I hate working on it, because like it's every time to update it, it's always a massive endeavor. And then like also getting it to even build for Windows is a chore in its own. Like, it's just, oh my god. Like, we were internally for a while, we were calling it, the current season of Battle with a Pi Installer, or this current season of Pi Installer, or something like that. And then, like, on this episode, this, and then this episode, this. Like, it just was, like, episodic nonsense and season after season of dealing with, like, the misadventures of Pi Installer. Ugh. Meow, 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 meow. Yes, you get to hear the music for the cafe. That's what we're hearing at the moment. And this music is kind of, I don't know, meh. I really kind of like half-ass this music, not gonna lie. I didn't give it quite the attention to other tracks that I've written. Whee! Okay, so. Meow. That was Cuda. There it is. Let's just leave this over here so you guys know what I'm looking at. And I'm like, oh, what's going on off screen? So now, yeah, that we've installed Cuda, we can install transformers. So what we'd have to do here is pip install transformers, and then transformers, and specifically a torch build of it. So there we go. Hopefully with no issues whatsoever, and works on the current version of Python, and doesn't have any bugs, and yeah, that's not going to happen. Anyways, I might have to actually disable features of AI Core, but I'm okay with that for a local installation, because I don't want, the only thing I want is the hearing is WhisperX anyways. It's the only thing that I currently even use AI Core for. That's one of the things too, is wanting to phase that out, and I never really was able to get to doing that. No one really cares for AI comm so much anymore, but like except me. But I still want to have Pumpkin on things, of course, and for my stream assistant theory person. That was Faster Whisper. Yeah, no, we're not using Faster Whisper. Whisper X, I believe, is what we just used, and yeah, there we go. And then we can do sentence transformers. Meow, 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 meow. So it looks like WhisperX is just kind of working. I don't know if it's going to behave though with the other certain other models. Whoa, what is it? Why is it downloading a different version of Torch suddenly? Like, what? Oh man, like what? I don't know. I don't care to get RVC working anymore at this point. And even then, like one of the problems with VRC AI is that, or at least AI core, is that it like I'm trying to mix all these different like application suites, which were intended to be different standalone applications, into one like application, and they all have like different weird dependencies and like don't end up like wanting to work with each other. And so normally you're just supposed to run these all as different microservices, which is the most toxic and like disgusting thing about Python that I hate. Like that is the culture of Python. Like, come on, people. Like, make your libraries work with each other. Stop like stepping on each other's toes. Ugh. And then like when people just like start a project and they start it so easily, and then like they just fuck off. Meanwhile, in C++ land, there's like stuff that's been there for ages and like it just works. Even though like everyone says that's such a bad thing, but like a lot of refinement has gone on in the C++ land. So like, yeah, all the hell has been had in the C++ land. So an older language like that tends to have obviously by that nature more stable code base for its libraries, its third party components. But maybe I'm wrong, maybe I don't know, but Python has been kind of crazy, and which is why I haven't liked it, because everyone's like, yeah, it's new tech, and you don't want to use something old like C# or C++ or PHP, because it's all old. But it's like, bro, that's part of what makes it more stable, is because like it's all been tried more, it's all been like put through more hell. Like Python can be a security nightmare because there's always newbie coders coming in who are writing just like absolutely insane code that, yeah, gets exploited left and right. But what to do, right? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just talking in the wind like I usually am. This is where I end up getting a little bit of, even though I don't have ADHD, this is where I somehow like end up ADHD and end up like going like, man, I'm just gonna go do something else while this is doing this, and then I end up like losing track of the thing that I was watching. Like there, I almost did. Until I saw that it was coming. Okay, so what was the next thing? That was I believe that was Sense Transformers, right? Okay, I mean I can just hit up and see. It was Whisper X. Let's install, of course. Wait, why am I installing Sense Transformers? I don't need Sense Transformers. I'm gonna go ahead and do this with AI core here. I'm going to main, and I'm just gonna disable the components of this that I don't need. Like, we're definitely not gonna need running local models, LLMs, which is GPT. We're not gonna need TTS because that's just Piper for Pumpkin. We're gonna want the hearing, and we're definitely not gonna need a vector DB because the vector DB performance in AICOM is just way faster and better. So that would just be silly. Yeah, and we don't need RVC. The only thing we need here is the hearing endpoint. So hopefully if I just comment out the other components there, I can just like focus on running it with those. Let's see. No module sentence transformers from init in VectorDB because of its. Why is it running VectorDB? I don't know. Let's see if I go into API. If I can go into init here, can I kill off? Is it the API? Yeah, I need to kill off any anything that's referencing those endpoints. So let's remove even voice. Like, we don't need voice. We don't need VectorDB anymore. We don't need vchange anymore. We don't need GPT anymore. So let's see what balks when I do that, and if I can just, kill off those endpoints entirely here. So no module named VectorDB. RF VectorDB, is that? No, it's not even a thing in here. But it is in API handler. Okay, so from API handler there, that it's barking about. So handler. Okay, here it is. We don't need VectorDB voice, GPT, or that. You know what I'm gonna do? Let's go ahead and also in main, right? Just the ones I commented out, let's just delete. And then we'll get checkout -b, create a branch. We'll call this voice only. No, hearing only. Sorry, hearing only. Because we don't need any of the other stuff. And then I'll let's push. Oh, right, I need to do all that. So yeah, get config global user.email. I don't care, you guys all already know it anyways. And obviously, this is where the jaw comes from Studio Jaw. There. Removed non-hearing components. Okay, so that's a start. Let's go ahead and run it on main. This will probably actually improve the performance of it too, if it's not having all this crud and is using more up-to-date code. Oh, did it run? Whoa, I don't know. It's kind of just like chilling there, isn't it? Let's do this. So SSH scold at Delphi. And then okay, and then let's go to opt net AI core. Let's check the logs. Is there a log? There is a log. Oh, I think it's running. I think it's running. Okay, so it's what was that endpoint thingy? The postman. Yeah, postman. Okay, so let's try VRC AI core. I should have one specifically geared to Delphi. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna hide this though, because you guys, there's a key in there that I don't want you to see. Yeah, there it is. I'm gonna set the test config to Delphi. Should be configuring, and it did not, because why? Error, connection refuse. Okay, I see why. Wait, did it just balk an error? Or, no, that's, never mind. It didn't run any error, because it's like, yeah, there's nothing there. Okay, so, address 0.0.0.0. Okay. Whoa, did I really start that fast? What the heck? Ha! Name voice is not defined. What does it mean by that? Name voice. Name voice? Maybe I should change the config to just being the hearing service. Let's try this, yeah. Is there do I have one that's config? No, I don't have one that's just the config though. Okay, I'm gonna try starting it anyways. Here goes the start on it. E not found, get address info. Oh, this says Rumia on there. I can show it now when I'm running. So yeah, there we go. I'm running hearing start, which is one of the commands for it, and that's the API. So there's the start, and there it goes. Maybe it's working? I'm not sure about that error though that we got. Name voice is not defined. Did you mean slice? Like, is that something I should be worried about? It says it's, yeah, something in the API line 58. Oh, voice reload config. Oh, that's something we have to remove from the code, yeah. If we're removing things. Okay, so that probably didn't actually like reconfigure things, but it does look like it at least did like download stuff. So what did it start? It did start. Oh, that's Rumia again. Okay, so Delphi. Let's okay. Set this test sample to Delphi. Oh, no content type. Maybe the file is missing. Let's try. Okay, I usually just go to there and then to VRC AI, where I do have a test file usually to test with, which looks like it has decided to walk off and disappear. Looks like it decided to walk off a cliff. Go poof. Maybe media. There's a music for this thing. Have yeah, production samples. Let's just choose some random, like, whatever. Yeah, Falcon Mad, sure, whatever that is. Let's send that to it. See if we get. Oh, there it goes. It's doing its first time attempt of running or downloading a model and running things. It shows one speaker, so maybe it did do a thing. Oh, where's the result? Where did it... Oh, it generated nothing. Maybe because that file didn't have any actual, like, voice in it. So let's try... I mean, we could use that, but it's gonna be Japanese. I know that has words in it, but... sure, yeah, totally, uh-huh. It's totally English. Totally. What did we send the config to it as? Well, I guess I don't know. As a quick whatever. Okay, I'm first before I consider this good. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this. I'm gonna find anything that in the API code, the So API, the handler. This handler has things in here. Like obviously we're not going to use GPT, VDB, voice, or RVC lock. So let's get rid of endpoints that have anything to do with anything but hearing. So vector DB. Yeah, I hate how also, look at this, LF, 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 LF. I hate that. And how Python works. It's so, like, gross. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so hearing and configuration. Okay, yeah, I have it tagged, so okay, I can just... Whee! Nothing found. We'll leave that in. Of course. And so there's the service thread. Stop service. Voice start. Voice. Nope. All voice goes. GPT goes. Hearing stays, obviously. That's what we want. Let's keep the hearing endpoint. And let's get rid of the vector DB endpoint. Hopefully nothing explodes after all this is removed. Holy cow. Okay, voice change can be removed because I don't plan on having RVC for this, on this. Because that's what Piper is for, is basically to replace TTS and RVC by just basically being the both combined in a more like structured way. So it configures the app and anything needed that started. Okay. Here we go. This is where we ran into the errors. So we had like voice, GPT, vector B, and V change reloads. So I guess it's like at this point that's where we can find issues. It's just by searching for like voice dot, and yeah, it looks like there's no other pattern of that in there. So we can save that, and then hopefully now it just works. So let's start it up. Wow, that actually starts kind of fast now. Let me check the logs just to make sure though. Getting rid of all that crud. Like, yeah, look at that. Just let's watch that actually. Doop. It's already started. That was like seconds. Holy cow. Okay, anyways, okay, so running that then again, we got, oh, we never started it. Oh, derp. Okay, so the test config, boop, boop. I'm gonna duplicate this config. I don't want it on screen because of the log, because of some of the info that's in it. So don't mind me as I get rid of the info. But I just want to scrub out the GPT stuff because we don't need any of this GPT stuff. Yep, and then there's one, oh, specific for hearing. Okay, let's leave the hearing one. Let's see, we have in there hearing GPU 0. Okay, hearing use GPU false. Why is that false? That should be true. Diarization should be true. And why is it going to Rumia? That should be Delphi. That's a little weird. Yeah, why was that set to... Oh. Anyway, save. And then you have VDB. We don't need any of that. Okay, VDB is the voice change. We don't need any of that. Stub is a stub. Okay, so I don't remember all the exact settings to the, yeah, that, but I'm just, okay, I got it. I can call this, I'll rename it to hearing only test. So you can't see it because there's a key, an access token I don't want on screen. There we go. Okay, now if all went well, now you can see it. I should be able to start it, which... Oop, so much for that, huh? Yeah, this is the copy. Why did when I click start? Oh, because that's voice change. What the frick am I running? I need hearing. There we go, hearing. Okay, so that I had that on the wrong thing. So start. Okay, Delphi hearing start. There we go. There we are. There we are. And yeah, yep, 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 yep. Looks like it loaded tiny VN on GPU. So I guess yeah, hearing. Let's try a sample that maybe has real, like actual text in it. Let's see. If I go to, I know the perfect location first off. App data. Wait, no. Local app data percent low. Right? Yeah. Studio Jaw. Huh. Interesting. Wrong Studio Jaw one though, maybe? Interesting. I wonder why there's a space in that one there. Anyways, if we go to sounds, we should have it should be the Navy SEALs copy pasta. Yeah, there it is. So let's send the Navy SEALs copy pasta, which is just joking saying it, and see if we get... Uh-oh. Hearing object has no attribute dir model. Is it because something didn't get loaded? What is it? It says run this, actually. Lightning automatically upgraded your local checkpoint from 1.54 to 261. To apply the upgrade to your files permanently, run that. But here's the problem. TensorFlow TF32 has been disabled as it might lead to... okay. Can be re-enabled by calling this. Was that the problem? Or, oh, here's the actual problem. Hearing has no attribute dir model. Is that something that I actually have to like pip install? Which that's gonna have to be done in this terminal here. So pip install. So we have no diarization. What is this coming from though? Or did I accidentally delete something I shouldn't have? Dir model is my own thing, I believe. Uh-oh. I might have deleted something that I shouldn't have. Oh, wait, no, there it is. WhisperX diarization pipeline. I don't see a reason for that to have failed other than maybe I didn't give it options that I was supposed to. The dir model is null, and in order for it to turn on, okay, it needs to have had this enabled. Okay, is that... I don't remember how I coded this. Let me go over to... Okay, hiding that for a moment. Hearing only test, and yeah, hearing diarization. Okay, that is exactly what we have in there as a variable. I don't... Maybe if I type the variable type wrong... I think it's supposed... its title case is okay. So why would it say though that it failed to? So if okay, this is happening when dire model is happening on the startup. So when it's starting. So when start is called, it should be trying to load the diarization model. Let's do tail-f on this thing so we can see, oops, when that is occurring. Shutting down server. Oh, because I shut it down. Okay, so let's, yeah, there we go, and we see it started. Okay, let's run the config. Or hearing test only config, there we go. We should have seen, yep, the config go through. Oops, oh well. I'm gonna have to change that Hugging Face token. Clearly it's being plastered all over the screen by accident. So, hearing, yeah, let's start it. So starting, loading, you know, tiny GPU. Okay, here we go. Okay, so access token exists, loading diarization model. Cannot enable diarization. Okay, and either bad auth token or you need to agree to one of the following TOSs. Module Whisper X has no attribute diarization pipeline. That might actually be the real error we're looking for. Let's ask AI how its own code is like set up. Yeah, I'm just gonna paste that error to ChatGPT and then see what it says I should be doing. But I also might be having the wrong No, actually that's not the problem at all. So the fact that it has no attribute diarization pipeline is due to the fact that it didn't actually initialize because of these issues. So that might be an old key. And I think, let's see what happens then if we fire up Pumpkin. Then I don't even need to change it, because then it's an old one that it isn't even working. Nyahahaha. Nya to you people. Nya.
Good morning. I'm ready to talk with you.
Here's Pumpkin. Okay, so her hearing should then be going to, and here it is, of course, the AI comm window. Her hearing should be going to now Delphi. Boop boo. And yeah, okay, reload. Pumpkin, can you hear me? No, you can't because you're not using my mic. Hi, Pumpkin. I should look at the window and see what it's even doing, huh? Where's it at? There it is. We don't even have it running. What the frick? Okay, there we go. Hi, Pumpkin. How are you doing? Progress. I think it might work.
Have what luck with that. Progress is like a pumpkin growing. It takes time, but it's amazing when it happens. Let's pause for a moment and see if it really...
Hi, Pumpkin.
Hee, hi there.
We got your ears working
I'm a good as
again.
pumpkin cat girl. Don't be chitting. Come and get to know me. I'm the big of the patch.
How does it feel to have working ears again? Ooh, that's actually a little faster.
It's music to my ears. I'm all ears now, and it's a real treat to be able to hear again. I'm positive I'll be listening to all the pumpkin puns I can get.
It might actually benefit us though to like install this in the same way to on the real Pumpkin. So it might actually improve performance overall, even in CPU land. It might benefit us to have this upgraded version on the Raspberry Pi version of Pumpkin. So with that said, I am going to push this branch as a hearing only branch, as it's obvious that if you install only WhisperX and stuff, then you can install it with Python 3.10.3, 3.13, newest version of Python. Yeah. And so let's get commit.a get no why is my repo didn't like
Sounds like a plan, Skull. Let's get this pumpkin patched up with the latest Python and commit.net. It's a good idea.
It's because this is running as root, isn't it? Oopsies. Did I really accidentally do all this as root? Oh, so ch on dash r scold colon scold opt brcai. That's how we fix that. My bad. Can type my password. There we go. Okay, so now if I go opt vrcai, there we go, that fixes that. Yeah, what it said, I need to do those git config global that my email address, and then git config global and my name. Okay. Oh, because I didn't do user.email and then user.name. Okay. So now I can add anything that was changed, commit the new stuff. We'll call this again what was it? Audio, no, hearing only modifications. Because that is all I ever use on AI Core anymore. And then, yep, we can do that to set the branch. And there you go. That branch will now be available to everyone in the public. You guys can download this too if you want a hearing only branch. And then I'll push. It is already pushed. Okay. And now I hope that if I run this launcher just the same as with Jokin, the launch should like return into shell and then have it run in the background. But I don't think, okay, it looks like it's already stuck. I think it's already stuck. Yeah, no. And it's also running wrong too because it's yeah. So vim dash address equal 0.0.0.0. And actually we don't even need this line anymore. That's not a thing we need to do anymore. I'm gonna do that. Let's see. Okay, right. So that should run it in the background. We have. Oh wow! It did a bunch of stuff. It's doing a bunch of stuff. I hope that if I type exit here, that it. Oh, IO error. Yeah, that's not good. Let's see what happens if I just put it in the launch that way, to launch it in the background. So we kind of want this to run as a service, basically. I believe that's how it executes on Pumpkin. Let me like actually check that, because that we would want to have it run the same way we run it on Pumpkin. Pumpkin runs it in the background, but I think it runs it as a from the terminal, so it's a little different. Oh shoot, can I not reach Pumpkin? Uh-oh. Oh, that's reachable for some reason. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. The real Pumpkin, not the fake Pumpkin. Not the desktop Pumpkin. I hope I have the same password on her as Delphi, or maybe it is an older password. I guess so. Or more complex password even. Oh no. What the hell am I logging into? Yeah, I'm pretty certain it is that password. And I was just typing it wrong, apparently, yeah. Okay, so yeah, there was a launch script that just happened. And then, yeah, it calls launch. Okay, let's follow that rabbit hole there. It says it goes into the VRC AI folder and that and that. Okay, and then it starts. Is it? Oh, yeah, it is just doing a background execution with it there instead of in the script itself. Meow. Oh, what does it say is going on here then? Okay, that's still in Delphi. Logs, cat, AI core. Address already in use. That's actually even worse, man. No, yeah, there it is doing stuff, but I don't know if that stuff reflects reality. Yeah, right? Because there's that. Gotta get out of Pumpkin. Gotta go back to Delphi. There you go. I got a typer password. PSAX pipe grep Python. Yeah, that's it kills it. I gotta use no hop, no hang up, I guess. So let's go into opt. RCAI, just as usual. AI core. Oh, what? And then AI core, and then of course let's dot slash. Dude. Let's put it in there, actually. Let's just take that out. Do what it says to do here is no hop. Run the application. And then apparently, like, it is still doing and. But I don't know why it's also redirecting to a log file. I don't see the necessary purpose to that. And I'm gonna Yeah, that's what I thought. ChatGPT is high, as usual. So now if I type launch, the no hang up should. Okay, maybe. I don't know why I'm going to the other terminal to the right there just to, yeah. PS, AX, pipe, grep, Python. Yeah, there it is. Okay. No, actually, yeah, now Pumpkin should be hearing me. And should be, yeah.
It looks like you're pedaling towards a solution. Scald.
You're making
Don't get
sure
stuck
your
in a
hearing
pipe dream.
is live and active all the time on Delphi and not just like, when I'm logged into her machine.
My ears are all packed up and ready to go. Thanks to you, Scald. I'm all
You
ears,
answered the question,
all the time.
Pumpkin. How do we run a Python application without it disconnecting or stop or how do we run a Python application so that it doesn't stop or terminate when we log out? And broken. Indicated by the big red light. Welp. Pumpkin? Pumpkin! Pumpkin! Oh wait, she's hearing again. What?
To keep it running, you can use a tool like NoHub or Screen. It's a good way to keep your Python app from getting squashed when you log out.
How do I use NoHub for this?
Eehee, you mean NoHub, not Note to NoUp. To use NoHub, just type NoHub Python your script.py and it's a pumpkin-proof way to keep your script running even when you log out.
She gave a more simple example than ChatGPT did. Like she gave just a raw essential. ChatGPT added so much other nonsense to it. It's like, why do I need to do all that? I just want to have it not terminate when I exit. Jeesh. Anyways, that is all for today.
I'm glad I could give you a simple and straightforward answer, without all the extra fluff. Sometimes, less is more, and I'm happy to provide a pumpkin-to-the-point solution.
Yeah. So there we go. Pumpkin is back alive. She's here and not causing my computer to go crippled whenever she goes to generate hearing. That was one of the things that was happening during the world hops. Anytime her hearing went to go generate, it was an obvious hitch. And you probably saw it in the streams. Or not generate, but when she was listening, converting the
I'm glad to
audio
be back
text.
and running smoothly, without causing any more hitches or glitches.
Yeah.
It's great to be generating hearing without any issues, and I'm positive it's a good thing for both of us.
Yeah. So there we go. We have Pumpkin back in the show, but now it's also time to go, and it is time to leave us for the day. And that is Vertilia for this week. That is what was done. If you want more information about Vertilia, join our Discord. AICOM is still on the back burner, so you can still get it. And I'll
friends.
still do my best to make sure that it is.
It was
running.
a blast chatting with you, and I'm thrilled to be back in working order. Until next time, stay positive and keep on pumpkin.
Yeah, and tell them what to do, Pumpkin. Tell the rest of it. Give us a proper stream close. Tell chat good night.
Time to wrap up the stream with a pumpkin-tastic farewell. It's been a good time, and I'm feline grateful for the chat. Until next time, stay lit, stay loud, and keep on smelling good night, and may your dreams be as sweet as pumpkin pie.
And yes, these AIs won't take over the world like certain other AIs. We're not using them for global dominance. They're just to be cute goofballs.